Okay, let's get to it. So we're holding now with a Mishnah at the bottom of Daf Dalam Beis, the very last two lines. Okay. לעילוי נשמת עקיבה איגר בן אליהו. הורי בסדין ועשו כל הקהל ערובים על פיהם. Besdin had to give instruction, a erroneous one, and all of the Jews, or most of them, followed them. All the Jews and most of them followed them. Maybe in par, so they bring a bull. And if they instructed in an Isser of Vodazara, so they bring a par, they bring a bull, and they bring a goat or a ram. I don't know I'm not so knowledgeable on the different types of sheep and whatnot. Different mayor. That's what Mayor says. Yehuda says Yud Beis Shvatim Meviim Yud Beis Par. Yehuda says no, 12 Shvatim bring 12 bulls of Baba Sechavim Yud Beis Par Rishnemus Asir. And with idolatry, so it's 12 parim and 12 seirim, 12 goats. Says Rashi, who are best in Vasakol Kalrimo PM, Kigun best in for Light Seaboard. Hey, sorry, I just remembered that there's actually a Rashi here in Sanhedrin, the Iger, and on what's this Iger here? It's somewhere here. And the Iger on the Afdalam Beis, and we're by just a reminder, we had said before that Rashi here says Arzakin Roy. It says Kashali Neimain Roy Lahira. So Rashi says that he doesn't understand why somebody who's a Zakin is not Roy Lahira. And we see that. So if Kiva Eger actually is Mitzayin, that here in Sanhedrin, this is Sanhedrin Daflam Beis and Beis, Daflam Velvet Beis, sorry. So Rashi actually gives a reason. It says Zakein. This is also talking about. This is the thing of V'na so itcha b'day b'mlach. It says so. It says here Ein mishum Zakein v'saris u'mishu ein lebanim. We don't have a Zakein or saris u'mishu ein lebanim. To be honest, Sanhedrin. So that's a Yehuda Moshe Achzari v'chilafehim. Okay, whatever. So the Gemara says that we're not Moshe Zakein to be on a bet in the Sanhedrin. So it says Zakein to Shachach Kvar Tsar Gidol Banim Ve'ene Rachmani, that he already forgot the challenges that come along with raising children, and so he is not merciful. chen saris, and also somebody who's infertile or impotent. He also doesn't have to raise children, and therefore raising children fosters a certain level of mercy. So that's actually that's a rat. So Iger points out in the Gilei Nashas. It's not in I get doesn't seem to be on this this version of maybe I'm just missing it somewhere. Yeah, okay. I'll call upon him. Yeah, doesn't seem to be in this version, but Rashi, and even though Rashi here says he doesn't know why, but in Sanhedrin, Rashi gives a reason. I'm doing this slightly out of order because it's Horayos started on Shabbos. Rosh Chodesh Nissan was on Shabbos, so I haven't yet done the first Amud, the first blot, where we'll probably discuss that there's some question if Rashi here in Horayos is actually Rashi. I'll go upon me. Let's continue. Just briefly, it's rather clear that Rashi had two. If this is Rashi, it's rather clear that Rashi had two versions of Rashi that he wrote. He wrote a Perush on Shas. It's not clear exactly if he did it Masechta, whatever it is. He wrote his Perush on Shas, and then he edited it to be much shorter and more concise, etc. It's very clear that if this is Rashi, this version of Rashi is the first draft, not the second draft of Rashi. Okay, anyways, weiter. So just to briefly recap what we said before, once we had that little diversion. So Hor Bezdin Vasakula Kalurban PM VM Par Vasakala VM Par Vasar. So the Mayor. So the Mayor says, like we were learning up until now, if Bezdin makes a faulty judgment, so then everyone and Kol Rubim do according to the words of Bezdin. So according to this instruction, so they bring for regular chiyuv kares, they bring just a pot. They bring a bull. Bezdin brings a bull. And if it has to do with Avodah Zarah, they bring a bull and a ram. I think a Zarah is a ram. I'm not sure. Divrei Meir. That's what Meir says. Yehuda says Yud Beis Shvatim, Yud Beis Parim, Beis Chavim, Vian Yud Beis Parim, Shnei Masar Seir. So says Rashi, Hor Bezdin V'Asur Kol Kal Rumal PM. Mevian Par, Bezdin V'Leit Tzibor. Kigoyin I don't see how it makes sense here. The point is it's Bezdin that brings this Par, not the Tzibor. It doesn't come from the Tzibor. But V'Chavim Mevian Yud Beis Bezdin Mevian Par V'Sar the Rumeir. V'Chavim the Behara. So it says so Reiner says that for V'Chavim they bring a Par V'Sar. According to the mayor. So I'm pretty sure that Asar is just a goat. But okay, anyways. Okay, so Bavos Chavim Bahara Par Vasar. So Bavos Chavim. So we're going with this Rashi. Bavos Chavim Bezim V'Yim Par Vasar Divrei Meir. The Bavos Chavim Bahara Par Vasar Ma'asi. So because of the Avodah Zarah, with Horayos, so they bring a bull and a goat. The Chsiv, in Perek Shlach Chonashim, it says in Perek Shlach Chonashim, Ki tisku v'lo tasus kol mitzvos elu hanavot sechavim. Come on, it says if you err and don't do all of these mitzvahs, which is Avodah Sechavim, like we say soon, Perek Mashiach, we come in Perek Mashiach. Like we're going to learn out that that when it says kol mitzvos elu ha'ela, so then it's referring to Avodah Zarah. Like we learn Perek Mashiach, Ezehu mitzvah shekul k'neged kol mitzvahs. What is the mitzvah that is the equivalent to the mitzvahs essay that's equivalent to violating all the mitzvahs essay? This, so we say so we learn this is referring to Avodah Chavim. It's referring to Avodah Zarah. Tichsiv asu kol ha'eda par ben bakar echad la'elah v'reich nichayach la'Hashem. It says that all of the congregation shall have a par ben bakar, a bull, for an Allah, reich nichayach la'Hashem, and minchasai v'niskroi ki mishpat se'ir izim v'chad l'chatas. And for the chatas they have the bull is for Avodah Zarah, it's a little bit different. For the bull is a burnt offering, and then the chatas is a goat. Rabbi Yehuda Omer Yud Beis Shvatim V'in Yud Beis Parim. The Chol Shev Shev Ikrikal. Every so Rabbi Yehuda learns that it's 12 Shvatim bring 12 bulls, because each shevet is called a kahal. Because our tzibur meviyim par v'lo bezdin, and he learns that the tzibur brings the par and not the bezdin. This is what we just learned. The chol shev kahal because our tzibur meviyim par v'lo bezdin. Okay, next. Weiter gegangen. Rabbi Shimon says par Yud Gimel par b'Avodah Chavim. So it says a par b'Avodah Chavim. So Rabbi Shimon says no, 13 par. He says that saying that all of the Shvatim and Bezdin bring a par, so that's 13. B'Avodah Chavim Shlishas are parim. Yud Gimel Se'irim, and with Avodah Zarah, 13 bulls and 13 goats. Par v'sirul chol shev v'sheva, the par v'sirul bezdin. So it's a par and a sire, a bull and a goat for each tribe, and a bull and a goat for bezdin. Okay, says Rashi. So we're going to explain all of the reasonings for all these Tanoim in the Gemara. Her bezdin va'asu shiva shvat. Okay, let's so that's weiter. Okay. So we're over here. Her bezdin va'asu zayin shvatim arubon l'pm. Mivian par Mivian par v'sar. So 7 shvatim, or most of them, did follow the fault instruction of Bezdin. So according to the mayor, they bring a par, and the par is sort of the same as if everyone would do it. Says Rashi, Hur Bezdin, V'asu Shiva Shvatim Berubam, Shel Kol Shev V'Shevet. So it says if Bezdin gave instructions, and then all the Shvatim, or most of them, meaning most of each Shevet or Shevet, the Shiva Shvatim of these 7 tribes. We could go into have a Rubam Shel Yisrael, where it's the and we're talking and it's talking where it's the majority of Yisrael. So we're being part, therefore a mayor. So then they bring one bull, according to the mayor, the sphere lay best and being part of a late tzibor, because he holds that Bezdin brings the power and not the tzibor. Yeah, I'm a little confused about. It says, "Or Bezdin v'asu shiva shvatim rubim shall kol shevet v'shevet to shiva shvatim v'kigoyin to have a rubim shall Yisrael leviim par." So it's saying that Hur Bezdin and 7 shvatim or rubim. So Rashi says of each shevet v'shevet. Because it's of the Shiva Shvatim, and then it says, "Okay, going to have a Rubim Shel Yisrael," and we're talking of Haster. That's the majority of Yisrael. So the Mivian power. Now, I'm a little bit confused, like which one we're talking. Meaning, grammatically, it does sound like that. It says Hur Bes and Va'asu Shiva Shvatim or Ruban. So it says Bezdin was mur, and then 7 shvatim or roiv of those shvatim did something. And we said of each shevet of the 7 shvatim. Now, and then Rashi adds this caveat that has to be most rubun shel Yisrael. It also has to be that this roiv of the 7 shvatim is all of Yisrael. Now, you can clearly see that you could have a case where 7 shvatim are not whatever. We'll see. Maybe we'll get back to this. You can definitely see a case where 7 shvatim, you have 51% of 7 shvatim will not likely, if we divide all of the shvatim equally, they will not likely be the majority of Israel. So this is a interesting caveat, meaning I would have either learned, and also so what is this 7 shvatim doing? I was of the impression that if you would have, let's say, even less than 7 shvatim, let's say you had 2 shvatim that were very large, and everybody in those shvatim did it, so then that would also be enough to be roiv of Klal Yisrael, because I believe. Let me just double check. Yeah, so it says, "Hu be'esav asu kol kal ruban." L'chor, this is referring to this is all of Klal Yisrael Aruba. It doesn't seem like we're breaking them up into shvatim. Upon them, it's an interesting. Yeah, it's interesting that Rashi would add here that it's going to have a Reuben Shal Yisrael, because that it's not Ma'alimur, the fact that there's 7 shvatim. Okay, it shouldn't make a difference if it's Rubim Shel Yisrael. So then, who cares if it's all 7 or Rubim? Of course, Besin should be maybe par. At least there's enough Kamina according to Remeir. Maybe we'll see according to other Tanaim. So Yehuda Omer Zayin Tziyim Zayin Shvatim Shechatum Mevim Zayin Par. Shakol Shvatim Shleichatum Mevim Aldein Par. So Yehuda says 7 shvatim, the 7 shvatim that did it, they were to empower him, and the rest of the shvatim that did not, were not choyta, they bring a par. So even though they did not sin, they bring, because of those that did sin, Let's see Rashi. Rabbi Yehuda Omer Zion Shatu Shechatu Mevian Zion Parim V'shar Shatu Shechatu Mevian Par Al-Dam. So okay, let's see. Did I miss something? We do not have par. We have par, which is unclear as to what it means. Does each shevet bring its own par? Is there a collective shevet, collective group par brought for the shevet that didn't sin? But par is clearly mashma that each shevet brings its own par, which Rashi then says, "Klemer par l'chol shevet v'shevet." For Amr B'Gemara, designed the Kamar of Yehuda, Lav Dafka, that the 7 so the Gemara will later say that when the Yehuda says 7, Lav Dafka doesn't mean 7. It's not Dafka that it needs to be 7. Yehudim l'shevet echad shechata al pi haras bezdin shegadol. Even if the majority of just one shevet, the nevera, al pi the instructions of bezdin shegadol, Hashar Shvatim Shleichot Mivim Ardem Par. That so still the remaining Shvatim, the remaining 11 Shvatim, none of which tonight were Choytet, bring a par for each one. For Ayi the Kamar Meir Zion, the Uboy Ruba Mamish, Kamar of Yehudanami. So, but since, all right. Since Rabbi Meir says 7, because he actually needs a erev, so he also said 7. Okay. Okay. Rav Shimon Omer. Rav Shimon says, Ches parim. Ches parim v'ches erev. So Rav Shimon says 8 parim. And so seemingly the 7 of the instruction that the devera and the bezdin. Ches parim ches erev. Par v'sir l'chol shever sever, par v'sir l'bezdin. So a bull and goat for each shevet, and a bull and the nevera, and a bull and a goat for bezdin. Okay. So now we're here. So this is a new topic. This is talking about where it all up until now. We're referring to instructions given by the Bezdin of Golish B'Yerushalayim, the Sanhedrin. Now the Mishnah says that if a Bezdin of one of the Shvatim gives instructions, Vasa Kol Osei HaShevet Al Piem, and that Shevet did based on the instruction of their Bezdin, Osei HaShevet Hu Chayav V'Shar Kol Shvatim P'turim. So this Shevet is Chayav. That Shevet is Chayav. Yes, the Bezdin of that Shevet, that Shevet brings a parasar, but Yehud doesn't hold that that the Bezdin brings. So, but it's his point is it's a collective on all of the Osei Shevet. Chum Omrim, and the Chum say Ein Chayovim Ela Haras Bezdin Gadol Bilvad. and the Chachamim disagree. They say no. In this case, there's no chiyuv par helm davar. There's only a chiyuv par helm davar if the construction comes to the bezin a gadol bilvad, the big bezin Sanhedrin. Shenem as opposed to a local bezin of a particular tribe. Shenemar, like it says, in kol edas Yisrael yishku, v'lo edas oisoi shevet. It says, if all of the congregation of Israel shall make a mistake, that's what the pasuk says. It does not say. No, so we're saying kol edas Yisrael. It's all of edas Yisrael that has to make this mistake, and not just the Ada of a particular shevet. Says Rashi, Chacham Armrim in Chayavim Par Elal Haris Bezin Agadol. Aval Shevet Echad B'Haras Beis Tinekrish Maisadam Yemavin Kol Echad Echad Kivsev Seir. So Rashi is saying that when it says in Chayavim, we're talking about the communal korban brought, the Par Helm Davar, or the but it's all considered like a shkagas ma'isa. It's a regular shkaga where each person brings a kivsa or seira, lamb or goat. Edus Yisrael, Hainu Sanhedrin. Edus Yisrael is Sanhedrin. Kloimer Sanhedrin Shel Yisrael, the Hainu Bezin Agadol. Edus Yisrael is the Sanhedrin, meaning the Sanhedrin Shel Yisrael, which is Bezin Agadol. Apparently, this is like Rachel Bita Katana here. Rashi is very clear as to which Bezdin we're referring to. Okay, says the Gemara. Tanar Bana. Who Bezdin? Tanar Bana. Yadu Shaharu V'Tau Mashahar Yachlu Yuchayavim. Hamaloim Merv Noidachatis Loisher Duchaitim. Okay. So this first, if Bezdin makes a mistake and they know that they made a mistake, but not the specifics of what their mistake was. So maybe they'll be chayiv. We'll see Rashi soon. Tamaloimer, it says that the chatas is known, and not that the sinners are known. Let's see what Rashi says. Yodu shahurim bato mashaharu. Kloimer, meaning shahur bezin shechel mutter b'bitl miktzas. Bezdin was murder that chayil is mutter b'bitl miktzas. So meaning not that chayil in general is mutter, a way that Bezdin should be chayiv. V'asu, let's see, v'asu kahal al pihem, and the Jew, the kahal, the congregation, followed their instructions. V'achlu shogim chayil v'dam, and they ate b'shogig chayil and dam. To have a chad b'shogos, ma'isa bil chad b'ara, and one was just a regular mistake, and one was a mistake based on the instruction. Later, they realized that they made a faulty instruction, but they're not sure what they made a mistake of what they were marred. They're not positive if they were murder on the chaylev that's mutter, or they were murder on the dam that was mutter. I mean, Yochel chayav and par, you'll have a Ramalia. So maybe they'll be chayav a bull because it's because so one of those things they know for a fact that one of those things they gave a Haron. Tamalev noida chatas asher chato alea vekruvu kloimer tzarich sheyeda chatas shu yodim al ma haru im al chever odam. So v'noida chatas, meaning they need to know what they were amar on, either on chel or dam. V'lo yishyodu hachotim lo tzagi the b'yediyah the chotim. It's not sufficient their knowledge that they are that they're chotim, that they didn't avera. Afagav the asu barra. Even though we know for a fact that one of those things they did bahara, meaning they both every Rav Kahal ate chaylev and dam, two things that are chiyuv kares. Both of the Kahal ate both of those b'shogeg. One of them was shogeg based on the instructions of Bezdin. One of them was shogeg based on just a regular shodas maisa, a regular mistake without instructions of Bezdin. So we know for a fact that there was a shkaga that was done by Ras Bezdin, but that's not enough, because it's not enough to know that we know what one of these things was. So even if they're potter, it needs to be clear the chait that which chait they did b'hara. Okay. Asher chato, chato shtei shatim, lo yishiru chato v'sher chato. Chato shtei shatim mevi'im shtei parim. Chato shloisha mevi'im shloisha. Or eno omer ela chato shtei echidim mevi'im shtei parim. Chato gimel mevi'im gimel. Tamalemer hakal hakal. Chayev kol kal ukal. So if two shvata bring two parim, three bring three, or maybe two individuals bring two parim, and three bring three. So it says, so we learn hakal hakal. So we're chayav on each kal. Ketad chatu shtei shvatim mevi'im shtei parim. Chatu zayim mevi'im zayim. V'shar kol shvatim shtei chatu mevi'im adayim par par. So here it says par par. So what's the case? So we learn kahal hakal. We have a there shava that kol kal ukal. Each kahal, each congregation is chayav. What's the case? Ketad chatu shtei shvatim mevi'im shtei par. If two shvatim sin, so they bring two par. Chatu zayim mevi'im zayim. If seven, then seven. And the rest of the shvatim that didn't do it aver, so they bring par. They par. They bring, each person brings, each shevet, each tribe brings a par. Even if they didn't sin, so they bring due to the sinners. Kahal al kol kal kal. That's why it says kahal from Mechayev on each kahal. The Rabbi Yehuda, because this is going to Rabbi Yehuda. Rav Shimon Omer shiva shvatim mevi'im zayin par. 7 shvatim that sin, they bring 7 par. Ubezin b'im adayim par, and Bezin bring a par. Shenem or lamata kal, v'nem lamala kal, ma kal ham lamala bezin imakal, af kal lamata bezin imakal. It says, why? Because it says it says kahal when it's talking about the instruction and the chatas, and then it says kahal. We're talking about bringing the korban. We'll verify this. So just like the kahal that it says above is bezdin with the kahal, it has to be the bezdin and the kahal both made this mistake. Different aspects of the mistake, but still. Afkal lamata bezdin kahal. So too, the kahal that says later is bezdin with the kahal. Let's look at Rashi. Chatur shtei shvatim v'im beis parim. Hu adin the chichata shevet echad. Shemevi par echad. Likewise, when one shevet is chayta, it sins, it brings one par. So it's teaching you that two shvatim is not enough to just bring one par. With the shevet echad ikri kal k'far k'ram l'kmar. So it says we're being mechayim on each kahal, and we're saying that a shevet is called a kahal, and we'll see later that's the case. Lamala besin ima kahal, the tervayu ksiv lamala ima kahal, the ksiv neil and davar me'ene kahal, the high me'ene have a besin. So it's both. They're both written above besin. It's with tervayu ksiv lamala besin ima kahal. It says that neil and davar me'ene kahal. So yeah, so the first kahal is neil and davar me'ene kahal. It's the high me'ene besin. Hainu Bezdin. So that Bezdin is Bezdin. Avkar Lamata, Hikrivu Kahal, Bezdin Ima Kahal. So the Kahal that's mentioned below is also Bezdin with the Kahal. V'chidar Shemir Markal Amor Lamala Nel Dor Meiner Kahal Bezdin V'loi Kahal. Klim Harot Chliya Hiba Bezdin V'loi Kahal. So Rameir is going to learn differently. He's going to say that kahal, that the kahal mentioned above is talking about bezdin. It's nel dar meiner kahal means that the bezdin misses something. The people, the kahal itself do it, but it's the bezdin that is that's nel and dover that makes the mistake. The eyes of the kahal are bezdin. This the instruction is totally bezdin, not in the general people. It doesn't say that it's hidden from the kahal, but rather from the eyes of the kahal. Much as bezdin shel kahal v'loy kahal, which is much as the bezdin of the kahal, not the kahal itself. Not the people themselves. So too, when it says that the kahal is makriv, that the kahal brings the korban, we're referring to bezdin and not the tzibor, not the populace. Okay, I guess we're going to see that soon. So now we're mayor and resign shvatim shechatu bezin v'yal the empire v'heim turim. So Rameir says 7 shvatim that do this chet behel davar. So Bezdin bring a par and they're putter. Because it says kahal lamata and it says kahal mala. Just like the kahal that it says above is Bezdin and not the congregation. So the kahal that says below is Bezdin, not the congregation, like we saw in Rashi. That the me'eni kahal is Bezdin. So it says v'neil davar me'eni kahal, and we're referring to Bezdin. So then it's when it says v'krivu kahal, hakahal, that's also referring to Bezdin. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar Omer Mishmoy. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar says in his name, Chatu Shvatim Vehem Ruba Shakal, or Zion Al Bishain Ruba Shakal Mavian Par. 6 Shvatim, and they're Rev the Kahal, or 7, even though they're not Rev the Kahal, so they bring a par. Amar Noida Chata. Okay, let's see. Okay, fine. So simply this is a. So yes, it seems like Rav Shimon ben Elazar says, Mishmoy. Let's see. That Shimon ben Elazar, let's find it again. Says Mishmoy shall Rameir that if that's 6 Shvatim, that the Neveir or 7, and the Ruba Shakal, so they bring a par. Because it said, okay, now it says, Amar Marnoy de Chatas, it says that it's known the Chatas and not that it's known the Chotim. Mayan Tana, who learns this drasha, so Amar Yudah Amar Rav Yitem Rava like Rabbi Elazar, like Rabbi Eliezer. So it says that Noida Chatas, that the sin is known, and not that the sinners are known. So I mean, we just said, so we just said that here's the drasha that we said above that it's if the Bezdin gives an instruction that chaylev is aser, the case of Rashi is chaylev is aser. Rashi points out a bittul mitzvahs, not a case where they're oiker kol guf. If the Bezdin gives a hara in a case where they would be chayev, where they say that chaylev is mutter, and then everyone does eats chaylev and eats dam, both of which are chiyav kars, chaylev and dam. So, and then Bezdin forgets what they said was mutter, chaylev or dam, but they know that they said one of them was mutter, and so everyone should bring a korban. And the question is, should Bezdin, who brings the korban, for whether or not they bring the, to avoid machlokes here, whether or not they bring the communal korban chatas or the individual korban chatas. So the answer is that they bring everyone brings the individual korban chatas for both of them, for both the chaylev and the dam. Why? Because it says for noida chatas that the chatas is known, for lo shiyodu hachotim, not that the sinners are known. So even though we know the Bezdin gave a faulty hurrah, since we don't know which one it was, so yeah. So therefore, it's not a communal one; it's a individual one. Amar Madtana, who learns this, Amar Yehuda Marav, Utemer Rava. So Yehuda Marav says, Rafasad Rava, Deloy Kravi Eliezer. This is not like Eliezer. It's not Amar Eliezer Manashah, because we learned in the Brisa that Eliezer said, and the Mishnah, that Eliezer says Manashah, Im Chaylev Achal Chayev, Leiter Achal Chayev. So let's see what this Mishnah is. It's a Mishnah. Oh, it's a Brisa. Cool. So Eliezer says Manashah. If he ate Chaylev, he's Chayev. If he ate a nicer, he's Chayev. Vashiyamar a few tamer Eliezer. So it's mashma that even that Shiyodu Chotim, that he's Chayev, that you could say Chayev Manashah. That's what it says. A few tamer Eliezer shani hacha diksiv asher chatu aleha. So, or possibly you'll say, you'll say no, this is different, because there it says v'noid hachat chatas asher chatu aleha. It says, and it was known the chatas that they sinned on it. So chatu aleha means that they know that the sin that they sinned. They know which one was the chatas of they knew which chatas they sinned in their and with wrong instruction. Says the Gemara, no, Hasamnami chativa shechata ba. So the Gemara says, but wait a minute. He should also darshan this in a regular chatas because it says asher chata ba. So that's also in the noida cheda asher chata ba that he has to know the chit which he sinned in it. So there's no problem misasek. This is telling you this is coming to exclude a misasek, which is putter from a carbon chatas. Says Rashi Mano Shach the time Pesach Krisis with the mission and some of Chaylev Renacer of Chaylev Renacer the fun of Achel Echem Mehem Erde Eze Mehem Achel Rabbi Yasser Mechayev Shimon Poiter. So Rabbi Yasser Mechayev Shimon is Poiter. Vitanya, so okay, so that and we learn the brace. Amr was a matter shachim b'chachil chayev, b'chachil chayev. So we learn the brace. So Rashi is saying that that's not. It seems Rashi has the gears of Tanakh. So it's a Mishnah increases that says if you have chayev and noisei lefanov, and you don't know which one you ate, or it says you're chayev chatas, Ushim says you're patur. So it says, so when it says mother shach, if you eat chaylev, you're chayiv. If you eat nice, you're chayiv. So Yeshua says asher chata ba, actually yoyda lo b'may chata until he knows what he did. Achanami sfir level laza mother shach he achli chaylev b'hayram avim par im dam achlu b'hayram avim par rachamim mother shach. So too, the reasoning follows that Rav should also say here. So when we say that it has to be noida chatas shechatu aleya, that it has to be noida chatas. The Russia is not actually shechatu aleya. It's noida chatas leisha chotim. So we say noida chatas leisha chotim. That the chatas has to be known, the actual sin has to be known, and not just that there was a sin. B'haras bezdin. So it seems that Horayos would disagree, because he doesn't learn this other direction of asher chata ba. If you tell me Lazar shani hach to ksiv noida chata asher chatu alei v'ikruvu, mash b'asher de as a chat shechatu alav al pi bezdin. So it says maybe he'll say different because it's in mash there that he knows the chait that they were chayta on based according to Bezdin. They know which one Bezdin instructed them on. Hasam nami kaksiv asher chata ba. So there too. It says asher chata ba the mashma ad sheyodeloi b'ma chata. It's mashma. He has to know what he did. So it says no prat lemisasek the ba. Mash with mischaven lasei sachet. So it says it's coming to exclude misasek because bo is mashma that he's mischaven to do this chet. Part of misasek b'Shabbos ki going to discover like via tolish. This is coming to teach you that to exclude misasek b'Shabbos, like a case where he was mischaven to pick up something that was taken, that was not attached to the ground, and he accidentally picked up something that was attached to the ground, the putter. In such a case, he's putter. But if you are, but he's saying this is this thing of the meat of misasek. Even though it's true that Asher Chata Bar is just a general, is talking about the Chiv Chatas, but it doesn't apply to a misasek bechalavim or barayas if you're eating forbidden food or fats, or eat it or with forbidden relations. adultery or incest or whatever. So why? Because there he's chayiv shikfar nen, because he derived pleasure from it. Okay, the Amma repaired Dalamisis. Like we learned out in Perek Dalamisis that that if you're nen, it's different. Here we are. My time to Rav Yehuda. What's the reason of Rav Yehuda? Because Arba Kahalik Siv. It says there are four. So again, Rav Yehuda's opinion is that if you have that each Bezin does not bring a carbon, there's two opinions of Rav Yehuda. One is that Bezin does not bring a carbon. Each shaver brings a carbon. And he also learns that this notion, which we will soon call Greira, which is that if Shevet is sins is al pi haras bezdin, then all the other shvatim also bring. My time to Rabbi Yehuda, Kasavar Arba Kahalik Siv, he learns that there are four kahals, kal, hakahal, kal, hakal, because they're hakahal, the kahal is so it says hakahal twice, so we learn kal hakahal makes two, and then there's two of those, so there's four. Chad l'chayev al kol kal or kal. One is to be chayev each kal or kal. Chad l'hayro tzli bebezdin or ma'is tzli b'kal. One comes to teach you that that each kahal is chayev, each individual kahal is chayev. One kahal is to teach you that hayro is totally bebezdin or ma'is totally b'kal. That the instruction is totally bebezdin and the act is totally b'kal. V'chad l'greira. One to teach you greira that if one shevet or multiple shvatim do it, so even the shvatim that didn't do it they're dragged along. V'chad l'shem shas b'ras bezdin. So I wanted to teach you that about a shevet that did it according to his bezdin. Again, Rav Yehuda says it says her bezdin shel echad reshvatim v'asa oisik shevet al pm or oisik shevet l'chayim v'shar shevet to Rav Yehuda. So Rav Yehuda holds that generally speaking, if the bezdin agadol does it, so then each kahal is chayiv. But if just the bezdin of a particular shevet does it, then that shevet is chayiv. So we have four kahals. One is to teach you that that each shevet is chayiv, each kahal is chayiv. One kahal is to teach you that that the haro is on bezdin is for bezdin, and the maisa is on the kahal, the tzibur, the kahal. One is to teach you this din of greira that the other shvatim are dragged in because of shevet does it by ras bezdin agadol. And the fourth kahal is to teach you that the bezdin agadol that the shevet that does it for us based in it. Okay. Says Rashi, Dalag Talag Sivi, Me'ene HaKahal, Vikriva Kahal. It says me'ene hakahal, and it says it's something with ne'elam me'ene hakahal, from the eyes of the kahal, and then it says that vikrivu kahakahal, that the kahal is makru. Delay makra me'ene kahal, my hakahal. So meaning the fact that it should have used the indefinite article kahal. So we know we're talking about the Jews when no one else is very chatas. So kahal, didn't need to use a definite article. The fact that it did, it's a yitur, it's an extra thing, so that's an extra kahal. My hakahal. So what's hakahal? So therefore, trey v'ktev kra v'krivu kahal my hakahal, and so by me'ene hakahal, it could have said me'ene kahal. So hakahal makes two. V'liktev krivu kahal my hakahal. It could have said that the kahal is that kahal is makru. In Hebrew, you don't need to use the definite article. So what's hakahal? So that's also two. So therefore, you have four. Chatas hakahal like chashiv the halaksiv leibharov leibakrova. So the chatas hakahal, he's not counting, because it's not mentioned. It's not talking about being makriv b'hara or being makriv. Let's see. Okay, just to give some background to what Rashi is referring to. 1 second. So it says here's the here's the parak in Vayikra Parak Dalad. It says in kol das yiskru nel never me'ene hakahal. That's weird. Okay. So if all of the Jews were made a mistake, and something was hidden from the eyes of the kahal, which we say is bezit, and they did one of the mitzvahs that they shouldn't do, v'ashemu, and they were guilty, v'noida hachatas asher chato alea. So, and the sin that they sinned on, they knew it was known. Vikrivu hakahal par ben bakar lechatas. So the kahal should be makriv a par ben bakar lechatas. So the congregation should bring a bull for a chatas. Then it goes to the procedures, how they do it. At the end of the thing, it says chatas hakalhu. It says that basically it says the procedure, what the Kohen does with this par, and then it says chatas hakalhu. So we just darshan these two kahals here. It says neil dar me'ene hakahal, v'ikruvu hakahal. So, but there's a third kahal here. Rashi is pointing out. So Rashi's point is that chatas hakahal, which you just saw here, it says chatas hakahal who. That chatas hakahal is not referring to neither to hara or to a krova. It's just saying this is what this is. Chatas hakahal who. This thing, this procedure, is the procedure of chatas hakahal. So therefore, he doesn't darshan that one. That's just to explain Rashi. L'chayev al kol kahal ukahal. So it says what is to mechayev on each kahal? I'll call shevet. The shevet echad ikri kahal. It's to mechayev each shevet because one shevet is called the kahal. Come on, like we're going to say later. Okay, chad l'hayrat li bebezdin and ma'isa tali bekal. So it's the kedam like we said earlier. Hakahal asu b'harat li bebezdin. It says hakahal v'asu. It says that ne'am davar mi'ene hakahal v'asu. So that hara is totally bezdin. The hara is totally in bezdin. U'ma'isa totally bekal, and the act is totally bekal. Chad lemida. Chad lemida the shar shvatim shleichatu negroim acher or acher achotim. I feel like lemida is a typo. It's technically you could say that legrera. Yeah, technically I could have worked that out to make some sense, but it didn't make a lot of sense. So yeah, so who's Magir this? The Yaibit says Magir. This is not Chad L'Mida. This is no Chad L'Mida. So either one is teaching, but Pashas means Chad L'Greira, the Shvar Shvatim. One is that to drag along the rest of the Shvatim. Shleichatu M'Greira Machar Achotim. One is to that the rest of the Shvatim that didn't do this Aveira, they are dragged along with the Chotim Umavim Ayadeim Par, and each one brings their own par. One is said for a shevet that did Beharas Beis Dinoi with the under the instruction of his Bezdin. Shal Echad Min Hashvatim Katan B'Seifet Mesdisin Hur Bezdin Shal Echad Min Hashvatim B'Chula. Like we learn in the end of the Mishnah that if the Bezdin of one of the Shvatim instructs somebody to instructs that shevet to do something that is Isser Kares, so Rabbi Yehuda learns that in that case only that shevet is chayiv. Okay, so we have four kahals and they each teach you something. Rabbi Shimon's opinion. Tlota kahal ksivi. If there are only 3 kahals. Hakahal. Me'eni hakahal orcha dekrahu. It says you can only count 3 of these kahals. There's kahal. It says ne'am davar me'eni kahal, and then it says vikrivar kahal. So Shimon is saying that no, me'eni kahal, when it says that ne'am davar me'eni kahal, that something was hidden from the eyes of the kahal. That's the general normal way to say that in the pasuk. It's not an added hey. It's that case it doesn't make sense not to use a definite article. So therefore, you only have a yitor of the pasuk of vikrivu hakahal that it says vikrivu hakahal that hakahal was makriv. Okay. The amri inshe me'eni the planya. Like people say, me'ene de planya, like from the eyes of this particular person. Says Rashi, me'ene kahal loy darshinen be. Here's where we are. Or he says we don't darshan me'enei hakahal with two things. Deha l'shimushu the asa orcha dekra the mishtay hachi. That's like the normal way of saying something. It's the way of the. It's normal for the to say it this way. Kadami inchi me'eni the planya, like people say from the eyes of this particular person, of Pliny. Hachanami me'eni kahal masha me'eni shel kahal. So too, me'eni kahal is mashma from the eyes of a kahal. Chadhu. Saying hakahal in this case, when it says vikrivu, when it says me'ene hakahal, it's like saying it's from the eyes of the kahal. So meaning you don't say so. Me'ene hakahal is mashma from the eyes of from the eyes of the kahal. You don't say the you don't So that's all one. But the kriver kahal, darshin be trade looks at the kriver kahal, ma hakahal trade trehu ma hakahal trade haklas. So he's happy to darshan hakahal in hikrivu, but not in einer kahal because that's mashma like the eyes of the kahal, which is the normal way of speaking. Yeah. Okay, so he learns only 3. So I'm intimated by Achad, L'chayev Kol Kal Ukal. One is to be Mechayev on each Kal. Trey Achrini Nemer Lamata Kal, Nemer Lamala Kal, Malhan Bezim Kal, Afghan Bezim Kal. So the other 2 is Xer Shava, it says Kahal above, it says Kahal below. Just like above, it's Bezim Imer Kahal. So too would suggest like by the Horayos Bezim Kahal. Likewise, with the korban, bring the korban has to be bezdin and the kahal. So okay, good. So that's a Shimon Shita, which is that Shimon holds that he doesn't hold the gray, right? He holds that if a shevet does that is chayta, so he brings. So just that shevet brings. Not he doesn't hold a greira that all the shvatim bring because of him. And he also holds that both Bezdin and the shvatim bring. Like you said, if it's all 12 shvatim, then you have 12 parim, 13 parim, 12 for the shvatim and 1 for Bezdin. Okay. Remeir Kal Hakal Darsh. So Meir doesn't darshan this whole definite article deal of Kal Hakahal. Hilkach Trey Kahalik Sivi. So therefore, there is only 2 Kahalim. Miboy Lenemer Lamata Kal, Nemer Lamala Kal. It says above Kahal, it says below Kal. Lahalan, Bezdin, Letzibor. Just like Me'inei Kahal is talking about Bezdin, not the Tzibor. We do not refer to the Tzibor as the Einei Kahal. So too, the Kahal said below is Bezdin, not Tzibor. Let's see, Rashi. Okay, the Rashi here. Rishon my time, Again, let's see. Shimon ben Lazar. So Omer Mishmari. Where is that? It says Shimon ben Lazar Omer Mishmari. Chatzir Shisha Shvatim Shakal or Zayin. Only being part. So he says that 6 Shvatim and the ratio of Kahal are 7, even if they're not. So they're very par. So Rishon ben Elazar, my time, what's the reasoning of Rishon ben Elazar? Ksiv v'haya me'ene ha'eda. It says v'haya me'ene ha'eda. Yeah. And Dvar v'haya me'ene ha'eda sakaga v'asakol eda parbim v'kar echad la'ayel v'lov rechni choyach v'ashem. So it's talking about, this is talking about Bavos Kechavim. And it says, "V'ha'im me'ene ha'eda." Alma miuta d'ksiv mi'ene. D'ksiv ki l'chol am b'shgaga. So it says me'ene ha'eda, from the eyes the eda. So that's from the eyes is see something. Okay, I don't know why I have to go to Verzur, but it says me'ene ha'eda also in the regular Parham Dover, but okay, it says maybe we'll see later. So Rishon ben Elazar says hi me'ene ha'eda, so we see that it's even a miyut, and then it says Kikol ha'am b'shgaga, that the entire nation is b'shgaga. So this is the whole Joshua here. So then it says in Bamidbar, so it says in the same thing. We're still talking about this communal carbon for chatas, and then it says v'nislach l'chol adas v'yisrael l'gereg hagar b'seicham ki l'chol ha'am b'shgaga. It says the whole nation is b'shgaga. Remember the miyut in the ruba in miyut aloi. So this is mashma that a ruba yes, but a miyut no. So he's making a contradiction here. He's pointing out that it says which is mashma is miyut, and it's it's mashma that even that something is hidden from the eyes of a miyut, and then it says that they'll forgive to all of Adas Yisrael ki kol ha'am b'shgaga. Because the whole nation is b'shgaga. Remember the ruba in or miyut aloi. So this is mashma that a miyut yes and a roiv no. Okay, so how do we resolve this contradiction? So we learn where also if 6 shvatim do it, and the Rebbe Shakal or Zion, so there's a case where it has to be right, and there's a case it could be meat. If it's Vo Shvatim, if it's only 6 of the 12 Shvatim, so then that has to be Ruba Shakal. And then if the majority of 7 Shvatim do it, even if they're not Ruv Kal, so they're also tzchayiv. So let's look at Rashi. Rashi in my time, this is Rashi. My time, it's we learn in Hara of Chavim and Perak Shlach Parsha Shlach we say nowadays. Imhaya me'eni ha'eda. If it was from the eyes of the congregation. It says that from the eyes of the congregation there was a shgaga done. Alma afilu miyutacho chato mevin parvasira. So this is mashma even if a miyat, even if a minority sin, they bring a par and a, should say sar, I believe, because I think it has to be male in that case. Yeah, Shash is Megia Sar. The Siv Me'ene Mixes Ene Veloikol Ene. So it says Me'ene Ha'eda is matched with some of the Einayim, some of the eyes, not all of the eyes. Uksiv Kilachol, and then it says that the entire nation is Bishkaga Mashma Deruba Kukula. So it says Kol, so Rashi's just perverting, is just say you might wonder, well, it says kikol. Kol is not most. Kol means literally all. But of course, we've said earlier that kol tara kula, ruba kakula, that the and all of the entire rive is kakula. So this is mashma rive, yes, mia no. So okay, so what's the case? So it says from the eyes, even the minority of the kahal kigoin bero shvatim. So that's talking about whether it's the majority or shvatim. Vaytach siv ki l'chol, and then we say ki l'chol ham shagod, the whole nation is shagig to be in ruba the kahal afilu b'miyat shvatim. But we need roiv of the kahal. We need most of the congregation, even with a minority of shvatim.